Adrian was a man everyone admired from the outside. He dressed sharp, spoke with confidence, and walked with the kind of self-assurance that came from years of success. To the world, he was the perfect husband to Elena, a woman who had been with him since his broke college days, sacrificing her own dreams to help him build his career. But beneath the polish of his public image, Adrian carried a dark secret. For months, he had been seeing Marissa, a much younger woman, someone who made him feel alive in a way he thought he had lost with Elena. At least, that's how he justified it to himself. For that evening, Adrian booked a suite at one of the city's most luxurious five-star hotels. He told Marissa it was going to be a night to remember, filled with champagne, laughter, and indulgence. He felt powerful as he handed his keys to the valet, his mistress on his arm, the smell of her perfume filling the air. But as they stepped into the grand lobby, Adrian's smile froze. Behind the counter, overseeing the staff with calm authority, was Elena. She wore a tailored suit, her hair pulled back, her eyes sharper than he had ever seen them. She wasn't the timid, supportive wife he left at home every night. She was radiant, commanding, and in that moment, he realized she wasn't there by chance. She was the new owner of the hotel. Adrian's stomach dropped. The ground beneath him felt like it was crumbling. He tried to act casual, hoping she hadn't seen him, but Elena's eyes locked onto his immediately. The silence between them felt louder than the piano music playing in the corner. Marissa, oblivious, tugged at his arm, whispering about ordering champagne. But Adrian couldn't move. What he didn't know was that Elena had known about the affair for months. At first, she cried herself to sleep, wondering what she had done wrong. But then something shifted inside her. She realized she had given everything to Adrian, her time, her youth, her energy, and in return, he had given his attention to someone else. Instead of falling apart, she made a choice: she would rise. She sold a small property her parents had left her, invested every penny wisely, and when the opportunity came to purchase the very hotel Adrian had once bragged he could never afford, she signed the papers with shaking hands but a steady heart. Now, standing there, Elena was no longer the woman in the shadows of her husband's life. She was a force. And Adrian knew it. "Welcome," Elena said, her voice calm but filled with steel. "To my hotel." Marissa's smile faltered as the words sank in. Adrian's heart pounded. He opened his mouth, fumbling for excuses, but Elena raised a hand, silencing him. "You don't owe me explanations, Adrian," she said. "Not anymore. I've learned the hard way that love without respect isn't love at all." The staff watched quietly, sensing the tension. Marissa, embarrassed, slipped away to the bar, leaving Adrian alone under the weight of Elena's gaze. He wanted to beg, to explain, to promise change, but for the first time, he realized Elena didn't need him anymore. She had rebuilt herself from the ashes of his betrayal. Adrian checked into the room that night, but it wasn't with Marissa. She had vanished, unwilling to stand in the middle of a storm. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the city lights, realizing that everything he thought made him powerful, his money, his charm, his affairs, meant nothing now. He had lost the one woman who had truly believed in him. Elena, meanwhile, walked through the halls of her hotel, her steps light, her heart stronger than ever. She had turned her pain into power. And while she still carried the scars of betrayal, she no longer carried the weight of a man who didn't value her. Guests greeted her with smiles and respect, her staff admired her leadership, and she finally saw herself as she truly was: capable, resilient, and enough. The story didn't end with revenge. It ended with freedom. Elena didn't destroy Adrian's life, had already done that for him. Instead, she rebuilt herself into a woman who didn't need to beg for love or settle for scraps of loyalty. She became the proof that heartbreak doesn't have to break you, it can remake you. And so, the next time Adrian walked through that lobby, he wasn't the man with a mistress on his arm. He was just another guest, invisible in the presence of the woman who had become everything he had underestimated.